It's good to be here at the Bassmaster Classic. Thank y'all for having us. Big thank you to Field and Stream, too, for having us tonight. We appreciate it.
It seems like mortal man can't road where we drink race and piglets, Mustangs, with their own story.
My grandfather was a big fisherman, and just like it was probably his favorite thing in life to do, you know. And so he passed down to my dad, and my dad, my parents divorced when I was 3, and my dad lived in Florida, and my mom lived in Georgia. So when I would go to my dad's house for the summer, you know, that was kind of our bonding time. Was, you know, he had a boat, and we did a lot of offshore fishing. So you know, I just kind of, I don't know, just sort of fell in love with it early on. Loved getting in the boat and heading out, and never kind of know what you were going to hook into out there, you know. So it started pretty early for me, but obviously it was passed down from my dad, my granddad.
What did you fish for primarily growing up?
Depends. I would fish around Georgia, you know, because that's where I was most of the time, and you know, I was always trying to sniff out somebody's, you know, private pond or something that I could go fish in. But so I'd fish for bass, catfish, whatever. And then when I would go to my dad's, we had canals and all that, so you could go fish for peacock bass and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then we would go offshore for dolphin and like yellowtail and snapper, like whatever. So just kind of really depend on where I was at. You know, anywhere I could sort of find a place to fish, or I used to ride my bicycle at our house down in Homestead. We had canals that ran through the neighborhood, and I'd throw my fishing pole and ride my bicycle down to the canal, fish off the bridge, you know. So it was wherever I could find a place.
What's your favorite bait or technique for fishing?
Man, honestly, when it comes to bass fishing, I said this in there a second ago, but my favorite thing to use is just the worm, just the old plastic worm. I can go buy all kinds of other stuff, and I have more luck using a worm than anything. And I, you know, just change them out with red shad or whatever. But I've always had more luck doing that than going and using lures and, you know, buzz baits or whatever. So it's just, for me, that's the one I'd rather have 10 bags of worms than lures.
Sure. How much do you get to fish now? What's your schedule?
It depends. I was just down in the Bahamas a couple weeks ago, and had a chance to go out a little bit there, and it really just kind of depends. You know, summertime rolls around, and I'm down in Florida a lot, so I'll usually do fish a pretty good bit down there, and my place at home. My place at home doesn't have a place for me to fish. Like, I don't have a pond on it or anything, so I'm actually looking at just in 2 days going to look at a place, and part of the reason I want to buy it is because it has 2 ponds on it and give me a place to fish close to my house. So so we'll see. Hopefully I'm gonna be fishing a lot more coming up here pretty soon.
What's been your most memorable catch thus far?
Man, I don't know. Doing the offshore stuff, you kind of hook into all kinds of stuff, but my favorite one was probably I hooked into probably about a 40 to 50 pound bull dolphin out there when I was probably about 14, and it was a big dolphin. And I mean, I'd caught plenty of dolphin before, but that one was probably the biggest. And so we're getting it, you know, the fish had already gotten tired, had been turned over on its side, so we went to get the gaff it and pull it in. And my dad's friend was on the boat, and he, you know, went down with the gaff and hit the fish, didn't gaff him. He reared it back to go and hit him again, and my dad looks up and the rubber tip's still on the gaff. So he hits him, the fish just comes off the hook, floats over, and goes on away. So I never got to take a picture or anything with it. It's one of those stories.
Right. What's still left on your bucket list as far as fishing trips, places you want to go to fish?
Man, I don't know. I think, you know, going down to like South America and doing some of that kind of fishing down there would be pretty cool. I know one of my friends, Luke Bryan, he actually went to, trying to think of where he went. it was somewhere down in South America, and went peacock bass fishing, and it looked pretty fun. So, and there was some huge fish down there, so that looked pretty cool to be able to go and do that. But you know, as far as that goes, man, one of my favorite places to go is out of Key West, and you know, you're in blue water 5 miles out, 4 miles out, and you know, you go out in the Gulf, you got to go 40, 50 miles out, and it's a lot shorter trip and a lot more fishing when you go out of South Florida, and you can just be out there in 10 minutes. So
Sure.
I'd kind of pick Key West over just about anywhere.
Sure.
You know, just came in with our partners at Field & Stream to come in. We got a new album coming out, so we wanted to come in, play some songs, and surprise the fans here a little bit, give them a free show, and looking forward to checking out my first Bassmaster Classic. It's an event, man. It's a little bigger than I thought it was, but you know, it's cool, man. I've seen some really cool boats here today, and you know, some cool trucks and all that kind of stuff. So it's been pretty neat, but definitely something I definitely want to come back and check it out when I got more time to hang out. I love being part of Field & Stream and being an ambassador for them, just simply for the fact of, you know, they're about traditions and things like that. And, you know, and fishing for me was passed down from my dad, who got it passed down to him from his from his dad, my grandfather. You know, I just had a son 3 months ago, so it's something I'm going to pass down to him. And, you know, I think that's what it's about, man. That's one of the reasons I love being a part of Field & Stream and love working with them. And we've been working on a new record, and we're about to release it in April. And, you know, some of the songs that, you know, off the new record we haven't even played yet. So getting a chance to test some of those out for the first time sometimes is a little scary. But I'm really proud of the record and you know, excited for people to hear it. That's the thing. We've been working on this album for over a year now, so the fact that it's finally done and we can finally start to play some of those songs for people.
Round and round all day, birds standing all up. Ain't we want the sun to go down, roll into town, shine the old truck up, swing by the creek stop, grab a couple rain tops.